thing you didn't encounter any ish. That means we are all supermen and women like this. So please, 1, 2 person, any challenge, let's talk about it.
Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so while I was designing, I had a few issues. The first was with the pen tool. It was looking very easy when you were doing it, but when I was trying to draw mine, it was just I'll click on it when I'm trying to draw it to now, it will just disappear. I could only draw one. And then when I wanted to insert my background, when I had already pasted it on Figma, and then I'll take it to the back. Then the picture I put, like the piggy vest, the piggy bank picture, the image I had already attached to the picture will just go white. It will just show me a box, but I won't be seeing the picture anymore. And it kept on doing that. It was really frustrating.
So, what did you do
I
at
don't know
last?
where I missed it, like during the design.
So, what did you do at last?
I actually I removed the background and then I dragged the only shape I was able to create to the picture I was trying to create. And then I actually thought the deadline was for 3 o'clock. That's when our initial meeting was for 3. So I submitted it that way.
All right. So, I mentioned something in our class that I gave you guys one in hands-on that this pen tool is not easy, that I had to go on YouTube to learn how to use pen tool when I was doing Photoshop. And then I recommended, in which was supported by somebody, Pix Imperfect, for you to learn how to use the pen tool. I don't know if you missed that in my class because I know how frustrating it was to learn the pen tool until I gave it time, which I now know how to do. So you have to go back to that video I recommended, right? And learn how to use pen tool. So irrespective of whatever tool you want to use, whether it's Photoshop or Illustrator or Figma, where there is a pen tool so that you can be able to do it. As for the other one, you said I may need to see what you mean, then because I didn't get it while you're explaining, then I'll know the necessary adjustment or where you missed it. Or maybe there's time in class. Are you your laptop? You may maybe show us, and then maybe somebody here that is guru, so nobody have question. Just answer it for us. Okay. Thank you so much. Somebody else before we move. Nobody. I feel like asking, if you know you did not submit your assignment, please raise up your hand. If you know you just submitted, you didn't submit your hand, yeah, okay. If you know you submitted your assignment, can you raise your hands? Are you guys done? So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, out of 21 people in this call, only 3, 4, 5, 7. I will check your name. If you like, raise your hand. I not be that you know raise up your hand. Not that you know your assignment. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now I'm being like a weekend class teacher. Allow me. I mean, I'm not Generation Z. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of the rest. Okay. Goodness, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
At what point do we start removing people? Let's know who we are working with because it's already 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's supposed to be this week after this class.
Okay, I'm giving you guys grace by tomorrow. The door will be closed, and anyone that have not been submitting their assignment over time will be moved to the other side, and we'll move further with people further. As in, because I cannot be all the energy that I'm energizing. I don't know what I'm saying, but then coming here, then people are not. I really let me be nice. I understand that it cannot be so easy, but forget to let me even not understand. I don't know for the web development class, so but the kind of grace I'm giving people 3 days, 2 days to do one simple assignment from Wednesday. Me, I'm intentionally doing that, giving the grace. Do you get? It's because from this week now I'm in my house, so I have time, much more time. From this week, we're going to be doing back to back, and please, you relaxed enough. We don't have all of the time. We don't have all of the time. We just have like two. We just have like what's that? We just have like out of these 8 weeks, 2 weeks is gone. And then if the truth is that it's dependent on our responses that will determine how far we are going to go, right? So irrespective of that, I'm not going to allow people that don't want to be serious with it. I feel like a lot of people are bad though. They don't need the class, you get. They just come here to show face. There's no problem. Your time has elapsed, you can go. Why those that want to forge ahead should forge ahead. Meanwhile, I in the town. I was in and out. So I heard the encouragement, even those that came to my DM to be telling me how I don't know I can teach like this. So my God, let me go and collect award. But I really appreciate your feedbacks, right? And it encourages me to do more and express the love much more, and know that all the times that irrespective of my convenience, irrespective of my inconvenience, I still put out time to be here. Thank you so much. So we're going to move straight to what we have today. Is it possible for those who raising up their hands to put down their hands? I don't know. Love I saw your design. You want to kill us. All right. So moving forward, we're going to, last week I just had to allow us to touch design so that it's not be like, what is theory? I don't tire. You get. So, but this week we're going to go back to our theory. So, like I said, it's going to be much more intensive. Yeah, enough of the baby meal, babysitting or whatever, right? So I'm gonna give you guys like 2 or 3 assignments. Yeah, and what? Nothing. All right, I'm going to teach you guys on design principles. Some of you may know them, but I'm assuming all of you are novice, right? Design principles. So a lot of I love teaching this topic because it really solves a lot of problem in terms of, so I know like junior designers, I say junior designer, beginner designers, right? They come and say, hey, Ma, help me to critique this work, critique this for me. And I look at it, I don't know where to start from. So it's not look as if me, I'm a snob. Do you get? I look at it, where will I start from to start telling this person to make adjustments? And I discover that most of the times is because he or she have not understand design principle. You see a design, the shadow is everywhere. The thickness, when you start designing, there's this thing you want to do, let you show yourself, I've arrived. You now overdo. Not knowing that you are playing on certain principles. So this principle is very important. It's very simple one, but can be neglected, and it's important to put them into practice. I even noticed some of people design, so because you copied or you replicated an already existing design, it was easier to eliminate all of those errors. Because if I had told you guys to go back and design, I know the gengen things I would have been seeing, right? I don't know why we are very few today. Goodness, and it's already 8:20. But I'll move forward. All right, so design principle. I'll just share my screen and then we move. Let's bring in something else. All right. If I find it. So like, all right, so you guys can see my screen, I'm leaving. If you can, say yes, please. Can see my screen, say yes.
Yeah, I can see your screen, Shmai.
All right, thank you. Okay, so principles of visual design. So this principle of design doesn't just span for UI UX design, but also for graphic design, whatever kind of design you are doing. When it comes to visual, visual means something you can see, design, right? So I met your tutor. So the first, there are basically one of the importance of these classes or having a mentorship class or being in a kind of boot camp like this is because we try to streamline things in a way that you understand and not be confused, right? So if you go to YouTube, you're going to see a lot of principles, like a lot, like scattered everywhere, right? Because I can remember, like, I struggled with that, but thank God for the internship that I went through that really placed some things. So I'm going to focus on basically the 6 principles of visual design as it relates to UI UX design. So why I'm saying this is because the examples I'm going to be showing you is in relation, it's going to be an example of a UI UX design, not like graphics design or other ones. So contrast and color, I had to merge this for a reason. When we continue, you know why. White space, alignment, visual hierarchy, consistency and repetition. I don't know if that's spelling. I feel like that's spelling. But pardon me if it's not spelling. Complexity versus simplicity. So we'll go with contrast. So basically, like the name contrast, when for you to know if something, for you to call something contrast, or for you to put the sentence of contrast in, okay, for you to put a word called contrast in a sentence, that means there are 2 or 3 things, right? So contrast is usually created when like 2 elements. When I talk about elements, we're talking about both. When you talk about elements in design, we're talking about shapes, text, whatever thing that makes up a design. Shape, text, icons, whatever thing that makes up a design, we call them elements, right? Color is an element. And many other things can remember that makes up a design. So contrasts allow you to emphasize or highlight key elements within your design. So it can be colors, it can be normal text. So for example, now, one of the things that you want to think about while designing is which text do I want people to focus on more? What text do I want people to see first when they look at my design? That's contrast. So you're trying to bring out something in a white space. You're trying to make something a point of focus in a white space. So talking about graphic design, for example, so you look at a flyer design, And the first thing you are seeing is maybe an artist. An artist, maybe, I don't know what kind of artist you can think of, holding mic. So that is the contrast. That's the first thing whoever is designing it wants you to see, followed by a certain kind of maybe wrap with goodie is the next thing the person wants to see, right? So I'm saying so a contrast can be between maybe a background and a picture, a text and a picture, or whatever. I'm just trying to make you understand that contrast is not just limited to colors. So getting to colors, for example, you see some people, especially these beginner designers, they put a light blue on top of, they put closer shade of blues on each other, expecting my village people to come and see it from me, right? So for example, we will email you instruction on how to set your password. Like, I had to strain my eyes to see that. Come on, it's white, as other dark colors finish. So why are you using this? Why are you stressing us? Right? So there's this principle I use, and then I will advise everyone to use. When you are doing, for example, this place, enter your email address. Different shade of ash that are similar. There's one thing called accessibility. You want to even make the people, accessibility means the ability for people to access your design. You want to also ensure that even the blind, as they stare at your design, their eyes will be open. Divine healing will come upon them. It is that point you want to get to, not the one that they will have to strain their eyes and then lose their sight. So today is Sunday, so I'm using Sunday words to enter inside very well. So what it means is that the principle I use is when I am writing a dark text, I place it on in a light color. Mark my word, I not say black and white. I say when I'm using a light, it can be light orange, it can be light pink, it can be light green. When I'm using a light text, I should place it in a dark background. So dark is relative. I don't know where I got that word from, but I think I know where I got it from. Dark, I don't mean it's black, and I don't mean it's tinted black. You get it should be dark. For example, this place I have the rule. Okay, so the rule of contrast in terms of color says a lighter background and a light text, and a dark background. This is a typo. And a dark background and light text. Please, light text opposite. What's an opposite? Let me see if I can correct that. Before, please correct it by yourself in your eye. I'll correct that. So light is to dark, light on dark, dark on light, right? So even based on, so there is a relationship somehow between visual RIP and contrast. But when we get to visual RIP, we'll talk about that. So if you look at my example, you can see that forgot your password. At least that contrast, try to get. We will email you instruction. The contrast is not nice. Email address, even the contrast is still shaking. It's as though there's a blur on it. But you see this reset password on this blue, you try. Do you get? So please avoid things that's going to make people blind. Avoid things that have bad contrast. So I can look at this design and say, this design have bad contrast too. Right? So some of these terminologies can be used. I want you to also understand it. I'll move forward. Am I communicating? Okay, so forward. White space. White space is another principle of visual design. So white space is the area between design elements. Remember, design elements can be text, can be shapes, can be images, can be icons, whatever. So white space is the area between design elements. It is also the space within individual design elements, including space between typography or whatever. Despite its name, white space doesn't have to be white. It can be any color, any pattern, or even a background image, right? So for example, you see one of the issue with beginner designers, they want to design and things are clustered. It's as though chicken and dog are fighting each other. Tom and Jerry are fighting each other. Space, like one of the things about my design I've observed. You look at it, it looks very simple and clean. Why? Because of the use of white space. So it's also spanned from, for example, I will show you guys how to determine your line heights. So you look at this, for example, this text, there was a line height that made it spacious. There's a space here, and then we have another line height here. Paragraph, paragraph. So this is to ensure readability. You don't want your users to be looking at your designs and they are straining their eyes. And they are strained. No, that is not what you want to achieve. If that's the case, that's like a completely bad UX. Don't even think. So for example, this is it. Forget your password. We will email you instructions. Like, I don't understand why are you loving each other here. You don't have to do that kind of thing in design. If you look so down to the margin, you see that this margin is really small. Like, space have not finished. Do you get? See this, enter your email address. That should be a reasonable white space here at least. Do you get? So that sometimes you look at the design, just know that something is not right. Sometimes it's clusteredness, anything like that. Yeah, just get what I mean. It can be clustered, right? So please, even this thing has a bad contrast. So please give your design enough white space so that your design, the right sort of people, most design, what they say is that allow your design to breathe fresh air. Fresh air that is in Enugu, not the one in Lagos. You get? Allow your design to breathe fresh air. Okay, moving forward. Lagosians should not attack me. Lagosians should not attack me, but there is fresh air in Enugu. Thank you. Let's move forward. Alignment. I was showing you guys design yesterday, but when I was designing that last time, I was showing you this whole left aligned, right aligned, center aligned. So alignment is the placement of visual elements so they line up in a composition. So it can be left aligned. So if this in design we use alignment to create balance, structure, and organize elements. Alignment can be left, right, or centered. That type of, or center aligned. So what that means is, for example, someone should tell me which alignment is this one. Maybe dance, maybe it's, you know, I wanted to say, maybe it's Buga kind of alignment. As you put your head shoulder up here, then your so this is out of the kind of alignment you even have. Not even left aligned, not right. Everything is just, so it is a good design have proper alignment. So if we are doing left aligned, for example, this F should be aligned properly in W. So I observed in your design, some people that I saw their designs, it's as if their button they are not properly aligned with that big text that says save something something. It was shifting the button that says, I don't know, forgotten what it was, save now or something, or register, I can't remember, is not properly aligned. I'll show it. So forget your password, we will email you like this alignment is, this one even try say, there's some alignment that are everywhere. There's some alignment that are just, I'm web biting. nature. I'm a biting nature. I'm a whatever. That is everywhere. So please try to make your design aligned, right? Aligned. If you're doing left aligned, do it well. If you're doing center, do it centered, right? You can't put maybe center aligned, then you now put your bottom left. It's happening. So that's by the way. Alignment. Then the next one is visual hierarchy, like the name. Hierarchy is like the level where you did, right? The position, priority position where you did. Like some of us, we are last born and we are proud about it. Last but not the least, whatever. Yes. So visual hierarchy is the principle of arranging elements to show their order of importance. So I say last but does not mean that we are last. So you understand? Okay. By laying out elements logically and strategically, designs influence users' perspective and guide them to. So visual hierarchy is like in relation to, I talked about visual hierarchy when I was talking about contrast. For example, you come to what do you want your users to see first? Like now, look at this thing now. Forget your password. The only reason why I had to read forget your password first was because of it's the first word there, right? But that's why we have things like title, subtitle, body, caption, and the rest, right? So what do you want your users to see first? What should be the first instructions that should capture their mind when they look at it? Forget your password, right? So it should be a title. You will email your instruction on how to blah blah blah. The next thing, and then you have your enter your email address. So visual hierarchy is like placing elements in order of importance. For example, using flyer, for example, you're designing a particular flyer, and the first thing maybe you want people to see is maybe the image. Maybe you have a flyer, you have the text at the left and then the image at the right. Probably you want the image to be the first thing that should be seen. You have the image, maybe make the image much bigger, or you give it a color that can capture the eyes of people first. And most times, it is seen that people read from left to right, rather than no, people read from left to right rather than right to left. That's why it's most times you see the text left and then the image right, because people tend to read from left to right. People write from left to right, apart from Muslims or Arabic writing, that way you'll be writing from the back, but naturally it's usually left to right. So you have your big text, welcome to upskill Africa, and then you turn to your right image. Then the next thing you want them to see is maybe the dates. So it's either two things. Maybe you don't want the date to be very big. You can use certain color for it to attract people to look at the date too. But not the date should not be shoutier compared with the first thing you want them to see, right? That's visual, right? Placing things in order of. So if you notice on any design, there are always reasons why certain things are being done, right? Moving forward. Consistency. So consistency is reusing of the same elements throughout the design. So first of all, there are consistency in different. I'm going to talk about consistency in terms of font type. Font type, right? Font. That means font. So if you notice here, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 fonts. Please, at most, say that you use 3 fonts at most. And even the 3s, probably maybe you want to say every of my titles should be Poppins and my body text should be Inter, for example. Then maybe you want to do one Gengen design, right? Then you now say, let me do handwriting design here. That is it. It's not like your first paragraph will now be Inter, second paragraph Poppins, and then third paragraph handwriting. We're not here to play children play. It's not Obi Chikolobi out. No, right? Just like what we're saying here is wrong, like totally wrong. So even consistency also apply in, maybe for example you are designing and you have title paragraph, title paragraph, and they are left aligned. So you should maintain that consistency. Title paragraph left aligned, not title paragraph left aligned. The next thing, title paragraph center aligned. Consistency, like if you're, let me, that's the right word. If you're using a certain pattern of design, follow the pattern well. Do you get? I'm going to, I feel I'll show me when I open Dribble, I'll see some designs and then show you like what I mean by that. So consistency. Then designers, beginner designer, they can do this thing very, very well. Hey, keep your design as simple as possible. I beg. I know that you are trying to change the world, make it a better place for me and for you. Please, don't complicate issues that have not solved the problem that we're trying to face in Nigeria for those in Nigeria or whatever problem your state is facing. Please don't add to it. I beg you. Why do we have this shadow like this everywhere? And then want to do design, you now put circle at the back of it and put shadow like moon coming to your face. And they'll ask, what does it mean? You say, the moon is reflecting to the stars to change the text, to bring out the illusion. You know, you say, I was listening to one brain jotter comedy, and then he was a graphic designer, and that's what happens finally. That's what happens in graphic design. You know, one of the things about graphic design, that just bring out one sweet story and tell your customers, and they will have to believe you, make them to believe you. He drew an image that looked like the whatever he, usually uses. I don't want to call it. And they asked him, please, can you tell us how this represents our brand? And then he started saying, what was he even saying? Fashion shows. He was just saying rubbish. He was saying some, giving some, okay, I guess, you could, they ask the moon, and then this triangle represents the stars and ocean. He will be giving it as spoken word. But all this thing has a way it plays. Do you know, one thing we design is about the story. But don't go and do rubbish and be saying stupid story. Do you get? But at a point, I started believing brain jotter. I started believing, I said, wow, it's true. This is man shape. Because someone can modify that thing. Someone can actually modify, because someone can modify that thing and bring out a fashion brand logo explaining that. That's why for those that are into graphic design or logo design, you for those that one of the ways to sell, because gone are the days where I do a logo. I don't do logos like that for now, for a long while. Is that it's about the story. So for example, it can be a simple P, and then some people just give different variations of P and then to choose. But if you tell a story of what is P, P represents passion. We make sense, right? P for partner and all of that, right? So please, less is more. What I'm trying to say that I'm not saying you should not tell stories, beautiful, but please, less is more. That this is one quote that my design lead, less is more and more. And my design lead, oh my God, I don't know if he's going to listen to this, but he'll give you one simple design and praise it, praise it, praise it. Wow, mad, mad. Like, what is this? But to like, don't put everything everywhere. Shadow, you pop it. You say maybe you want to make your I've spent so much time here, but it's funny. You want to make your design to pop, and then you put shadow that pops it. Pops it. Please, I beg you. Less is more and more is less. Less is more and more is less. Yeah. Then final design. Okay, this is design. So this obeys both white space, left align. Okay, visual RX also goes with text. If you notice when I was telling you guys to design, we have like the dark black, and then I had to reduce the text a little bit. Then enter your email address. This is a placeholder telling you that this is not the main text. So that's where visual RX also plays. Okay. Is it we should remove this thing when you are playing the recording? It's not to be seen. Thank you. I think that's it. So any question? How many minutes did I use for this? Any question? I'll stop sharing my screen. Okay. I was saying I was going to show you guys something. Any question, please? So please do a cross check on your design anytime that Dribble is one site that inspires me. Though a lot of people talk down on Dribble, that the design does not work. But when it comes to UI, creating beautiful designs, I always look forward to Dribble because they have good UI, but maybe not excellent UX, but good UI. This okay. Okay, let's use this. So let's see this design now. You notice left aligned, left aligned, left aligned. Then this is left aligned. So if you notice, the icons was left aligned. If you notice, they didn't carry this icon that is purple and place it here. They had to follow that pattern of left aligned, right? Because when you put the icon up here, right? Even if you change this text here where we say we identify and nurture, blah, 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 even if you change it to be centered, aligned, can that work? It's going to just affect the kind of configuration it is. So if at all you want to go in that direction, you have to skillfully do it. Maybe center aligned, center aligned. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying, but I think they did it here. This place that shows center, 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 irrespective of the fact they are going left. So when they got here, everything around here was now, this place looked like a different compartment. They didn't have to do it, they didn't place it in this compartment because it's going to make everything up and down. Even at this point, I would even advise that they would have just continued with left aligned here. It's not going to spoil anything. So you notice, see the pattern, they're doing a little text here, and then a big text here, and then a body text here, and then call to action. They maintained it here, even if things were switched, but they maintained, that's talking about repetition and consistency. Image left, this thing, whatever, but title first, for body or call to action. This design, I feel like telling you guys to make this design. See my wicked class teacher. Like, this thing that want to come upon me now. And let's see it first. The design is fine. I like it. Okay, that's what I wanted to show about repetition. See this one now. They all went to center throughout. So we have center aligned here. They remain consistent to make it center. Put image center. This one is center. They consistently made it centered. So that's what I mean by being consistent and aligning. Here, see the one I was talking about. So you could do this, but it has to be skillfully done. We have left aligned here and then pictures, right? And this is centered aligned, but it's only in this compartment. And you notice these their buttons, we are all centered aligned. They didn't come and move to left aligned here. So when they were done, they still continued with centered aligned, but I would have preferred, or it would have been better if this person, if you are doing left aligned, maybe you just wanted the hero page to be like this, but other ones should be centered aligned, then keep to it. I don't know why you got to this place and then you change it to left aligned. Why? Tell me why. So please, it is better that way because it makes like everything look arranged. If you notice, it's as though there was something that changed here. Maybe not so like obvious, but come on. It kind of affected the eye's orientation. See here, left aligned, bottom left aligned. I know I've made my points here, right? So I'm looking for a design that, you know, while I tell you guys to replicate is because one of the ways I was good, I was lucky, or is the one right? Right was lucky to be under a mentor that or I was lucky or opportune to start my design career designing fine things. Is that the right word, right? Because there is one kind of computer school you go to like this, say, the first thing they'll give you is to do barrier picture. Oh, to do barrier flyer. Reminded of me one time I was looking for a job. I was looking for a job after my service. You know that point, everybody wants to, they're done with service and every next thing, you don't they work. Let's let people just take one printing job like that too. All of them is training ground. I went to printing job. They are designing nice stuff. Today they told me to design flyer, barrier flyer. The guy now told me of how they designed one barrier flyer like that. That they will come back to the design to be as if something shake. That's like the person will not rest in peace. Or maybe the machine for printing will just spoil. I say, I don't want to design barrier flyer again before I start looking for my mouse in my system. Anyway, that's by the way. They're really nice barrier flyers actually. That nice one. That ones that you look at it be like saying a birthday. You go say, saying a barrier. Just anyway, maybe design has purpose. Maybe they do barrier design if you want to, it's not celebration of life. So the flyer should reflect that is not that the person is not dying when it's supposed to die. Maybe that's why barrier designs are there. But you can change the narrative and say, no, he lived, no matter how long he lived, life is precious. Just for one nice story, life is precious, life is worth living, Life is, I don't know what I'm saying. No, life is what's celebrated, irrespective of the highs and lows. God, I'm good. That's by the way. So any question? I'm just like ask for you guys ask me question, no, but it's not question. The way let's see this color.
Eukaria is raising her hand.
Oh, Eukaria, I'm listening. You're talking, I'm not hearing you.
Eukaria, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
Go ahead.
We can hear you, Eukaria.
Go ahead.
Eukaria, are you there? We can hear you.
Any other person? Why Eukaria change to maybe an MTN line?
Okay, Rita.
Okay,
Rita
can
is
you-
raising her hand too.
Okay, anyone that's doing their hands, you can unmute them. Let them say something.
Rita, please unmute.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
My problem is the color. I have a problem with knowing the type of colors that work together, like how to identify if the chocolate brown will work with cream color to combine both.
As a lady, chocolate brown. So there's something called that different kind of that wicked class teacher come upon me now. So that different kind of colors. There is something called complementary colors. So these are colors that can complement each other. So there's something called color cycle. Why I'm saying this is because I'm going to tell you guys. I remember when I told some people to go and read about it, and they came back teaching me, right? So I'm going to, but I'll still talk about. There's something called complementary color, right? There's, I think, analog colors. So these are colors that maybe the same shade. I can't really remember, but I know them. Like I know blue works with yellow. There's a color cycle. I don't want to go into color now. Color spectrum or something, and then so it is believed that colors that are just don't worry when you read it again. When you, as I'm going to give you guys an example, now sorry, as assignments you read and understand better. So colors that are opposite to each other tend to like complement. What I mean, more like when just the same way I say dark and light. They tend to, when you put blue and yellow together, they tend to complement, right? So then there is a kind of, I have to like go back to read up again, but then this one that have different shades is called another kind of color, right? So this is one way to determine what kind of, so because I've been designing over the years, so I know what color matches. Then there is a place of so most times a UI designer may not really bother. If you are just a UI designer, you may not really bother about the color to use. How do I mean? So every company that comes to design should have a brand style guide. What do I mean? Let me see. Should have a logo and then the colors that represent the company. How do I mean? So if you look at MTN is what? Yellow. The brand color is what? Yellow. Back. Look at
Yes.
Airtel is red, right? So every brand is supposed to have brand colors, primary colors and secondary colors, accent colors. I think colors that complete like different shades like this can be, I think it's accent colors. I'm not too sure. If I tell you I'm not too sure, so okay, colorist. So I don't want to. I'm not too sure of the name. That's what I mean, of the name of this thing. So I don't want to tell you something that is wrong, right? But I'm very sure of complementary colors. I know of accent colors and every other colors, right? So that's one. Every brand's supposed to have their brand colors, but sometimes some people that want to give their logo design to all this printing press that will design logo for 1,000 naira. Oh, I designed logo for 1,000 naira while I was in the printing press. And they call me because I already knew the essence of logo, right? And I was there and I had to work, but that was they were not paying me. It was the company, that was paying me, but the customer pay where they get their money more is when in the printing, not really like the design. The design doesn't really give them so much money over the and anyway, I'm not talk about story. So they'll give 1,000 naira logo, and then some you may now want to collect colors because of the church hats you have. You may now want to collect colors from the logo and then formulate a brand style guide for them to be using. If you are that good, fine. But every company is supposed to have like request for a brand style guide, right? If they don't have, and if the company that has plenty money, you could encourage that they should properly do a brand style guide. If they can locate the former person that designed, or you help them out to do a brand style guideline and maybe collect some extra cash for them, or you use your church mind because of this. And another way, so in branding, so there are ways that means color, right? That's why it's as though some certain colors have different things that it portrays. So things like if you go to a cinema, that's why that's why Netflix is red, because it's that red signifies that whole cinema feel and that you know um red curtain kind of feel. When you go to cinema, you open the red curtains and all of that. You go to most doctors site or medical site, you see different shade of blue. You get so colors depict a lot of things. You are a company, you're a startup, and you want to grow. You may say you may choose green. You are Genesis, like Genesis. We are happy people. We are fun people. We love, we roll, we live, and we laugh. Wow. So that's why our logo is orange. Oh my God. That's why our logo is orange, like Genesis logo is orange. Because beyond that, one of the reasons for Genesis is to bring out that fun and happy. I know tech can be really like crazy, but we're telling you that you can have fun. Why tech and have fun? Tech and fun. T and F. T and F. Yeah. Yeah, I know I've said it a lot. Shall you get the gist? So the assignment, the third assignment, I'm not giving you guys any assignments yet. Please read on colors. Read on colors. Different type kind of it's a word read on hey, what's the right? Let me see if I search color that will give me any the answer I want you guys to get. What is that thing I give them to read about? Read on colors in designing and color wheel. Is it type of color they call this thing? Let me just type. One way I also get colors, apart from the brand style guide, the truth is the brand style guide govern the kind of colors. Supposing you are the one, maybe you are branding a company, that's different. You may want to use your science of what colors depict to choose a color for them. But every brand is supposed to have a color. One of the things I asked them while doing the stakeholder interview is, please, you guys have a brand style guide or a logo that has color or something? So you use their brand color to determine the kind of colors that you're supposed to use on the site. Then you can also touch up with some other colors, right? Maybe from, for example, the design that I did, I didn't really feel it because, how do I, okay. So if I was, okay, this look like, for example, yes, I think that this is the reason why this is the image I use, I guess, right? If you notice that this is, if you know from here, you already know that the main brand colors here are, love it, this thing is not properly aligned, right? The icon is too big for the cycle. And we'll go into that. So you notice that yellow, purple, yellow and purple are the main colors. So that's why we have this baby girl wearing yellow here. So it should kind of, whatever colors you are choosing, pink, whatever colors you are choosing should kind of rhyme with the brand, right? So the red plug, purple, right? So that's basically that one. I was checking something. Is any other person raising up their hands? Please ask. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we can hear you.
Can I say something?
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know, I came a little late and I'm sorry about that. But I want to know
Nothing.
the assignment we did, I don't know if you could have a feedback on that. I don't know if you're done marking it or something.
Yes. You have a
Okay.
feedback. One of the days that is outside our lecture days, we will do a feedback together of like the assignments. I will have to, this is the 2 weeks, so I have to go through all of those assignments and then like get back to us. Like we'll review a number of, by the time we review like 5, you already know your mistakes. Then you have to, unless I can do it now, because I think we've come to the end of this class, but I don't have access to assignments yet, right?
Okay.
So that'll be some other day. Don't worry.
All right, thank
But
you.
this design principle have said a lot. So whatever you feel like you failed or you miss whatever, then you,
Okay, all right.
yeah.
I don't know if we can also get the recording of this class today also, because
Yeah.
I missed the beginning part and it's very, very integral. Very important that I get it.
Oh yeah, goodness to provide that.
All right, thanks.
Ahead. Color theories, complementary colors, analog colors, blah 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 blah. You see, by first want design tips and business trends, really give me money, no good. Then please, if you see that kind of thing, accept to may help your life. I'm tired of them. That's why I declined. Um, try the colors. This doesn't really explain it very okay. Complementary, 2 colors opposite, 3 colors side by side, analog, triadic, up like this. Expo, I'm not already given an expo like this now. So read on color theories, how to identify for those that want to go deep into which color suits a set. Sometimes when I teach these things, I'm like, I've read though. I don't know I've been reading all this while. Wow. So please, try to learn, have a learning development plan. Learning development plan, be the right word, yes, for yourself. So read on understanding color theory, not necessarily just this one. You can read on it. You can go to YouTube. My battery, give me 2 minutes. So read on colors, understanding color theory. You may want to go as deep as knowing what every color represents and why some colors, it can be for your benefit, right? Because every color has a story, yeah, and presents. You can go on YouTube and listen to people talk. So that's the first assignment. Then secondly, where are those designs that I Mini, mani, mo. Father has a donkey. Donkey like father like. I've not showed you guys how to. So let me just give this one. I've not showed you guys how to put pictures. I think I can show it here. Someone raising up his or her hand.
Nobody.
Okay. And it's picture that full here. At your level now, let me do something. What's happening? You know, it's just divided yourself. So let me just. Oh, this is too early. This is too early. Let's just try it. Those that use Windows, what do you use? Fire shots to screen grab your entire um, an entire site. I think I used to use fire shots. Fire shots. Fire shots is a Chrome extension. Mhm. So Fire Shot is also a Chrome extension for screen grabbing your maybe a site or something. So for those that please you should whoever is editing, please remove these parts. Thank you. Screenshots, fire shots. So then who else or what else? For if it's you're using Mac, you can install GoFu page. So what I sent to you, you can watch a YouTube video on how to add that extension to your Chrome, just in case you don't know how to add extensions to your Chrome, so that I can be able to screen grab, because it's very important as a UI designer to have that extension to ensure screen grabbing an entire screen.
Hi, design goddess.
Now,
Sorry, we can't see your screen. I had to even
oh,
leave the meeting and rejoin.
oh really? I don't know. I didn't know. Sorry. Hey, wait. Get quiet. So this is a screenshot of the current carry-wise. This one we're going in fintech direction. Carry-wise present site. Okay. Okay, let me look at this. Some of the encounter email you guys may find. How to put an image, one. How to find illustration, two. Or where to find illustration, I mean. Two. What else? All these things are easy now. Where to find a phone mockup, three.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I still can't see your screen. I don't know, it's loading on my end. I don't know if it's
Can
just
others
me.
see?
I can see your screen now.
Okay, who else cannot see? So you may need to like reload again. Let me stop sharing and share. Let me know that it's from me.
I don't think it's from you.
Not just
Okay, I can see it now. I can see it now.
okay. So I'm going to show you guys how to plugins. Right click, go to plugins, manage plugins. You want to look for three kinds. The other side that you can get free stock images apart from, yes, free stock images, because that iStock that we're using, what's the right word for in law? It's not acceptable like that because it's supposed to be paid. It's just bad belly people that want to kill the destiny of some sites and believe that things should be free in this life. That's when and target. Anyway, let's go to Pix. Is it Pixels? Search. We're trying to install a Figma plugin. So other than going outside to look for picture or something, you can see it in Figma. So pixel is one. Another one is on splash. On splash. Another one is content rail. No. Content rails. Let's also install Memoji. Memoji based on it. Okay. Let's just install two of them. So another thing I want to also to show you guys is what again. What's this? Hey. Story set. Story set by free. This is where you can get illustration. Then which other one? What's this common illustrator on this stuff? Like, what's this common one? Remind you of this common illustration on draw. Yeah, thank you. On draw. Oh, that on draw is not here. A big one. Well, I can't see on draw. I don't know what happened. Well, let's check. It took me here. Let's see if illustration. We'll stop in the next 10 minutes so that Be Popular Live Popular allows you to say high quality. I've not used this before. Let's try it. I know 3D illustration. Let's try it. Okay. So basically, Dropkit 3D. So these are some of the plugins that you can look at installing. You can also go and check out plugins and also install. Right. So for something like this, you want to put a picture, you can click on it, right click, select plugins, content rail. You want to choose image, avatar. Why I don't like this, most of these stuffs is because when you select, it applies. It's here. It applies. I don't like those stuff because these images are common. So a designer, most times, that's why you see some designers, there's some images that are very popular. You can only use this, you can use these ones, not only, for example, you want to do avatars, different, like avatars, maybe they are showing list of names, profile, you are doing a profile page. How will I explain this to now? Again, something like this now. You can see. You may use all these things for it, right? It's easier rather than looking for a picture from iStock. But if it's an image that a company may want to use, it's good not to use, it's better not to use all of these popular images. You can look for a very unique one, or maybe on Splash, Pixels, and all of that. So if you notice, I just select it and then it took over. So another method too is, well, is maybe plug in on Splash. I think this is one of our longest classes. It's intentional. And we want this. It comes out. Thank you, Splash. And you can either you can one fastest way you can like select this, click shield and press plus. It automatically takes this thing. But if you notice, it had to take it based on the shape. It took it based on, it's a vertical, whatever. So it just took a place, which obviously I believe is not what you want. Though sometimes how you do it, sometimes if I want to really follow this whole method of plus sign, I just maybe use this and size so that when I'm doing this, it may not still be perfect, sure. What did I do? I went to go and make it free. So I size it, right? Because the other method I want to show you guys is not so where you want to, that was what I started with in terms of pictures. So you are here, you may now want to you click on this, click on shift. For those people that use Photoshop or stuff, there's something called clip marks where you want to put the image, an image or a shape inside another one. So that's what I want to show you guys. So you click on this, select shift, then click on the image, select this, use as marks. So it is marking it. You see what happens when you click on it. This is it. We have what's happened. Let's first. Go to front. And see it. So it will take, see the actual stuff here. See the image inside here. So even if you expand, just take it, expand to, I understand it. So this is the block, and this is the image. When you double click it, you carry it to the image, or you can, one of the ways to look for things is from here to this left hand side here, and left hand, look at the left hand side. Then you can reduce to all contained inside this box. Then if you want to, this is another way, but I feel like you can actually just make this work this way. So anyone you want to use for this is fine. Anyone, maybe like this, they are hair cut off now. You want to do hair cutting off. So that's how like click marks works. Oh, sorry. So that's how to put pictures. Don't worry, you may not get it now. So just watch the video again. You'll get the gist. Then same thing works for these ones are easy for you to do now, right? Then for illustrations, so you could use the different sites for illustration, drawings. I'll look for a list of all those things, but the one I downloaded here from the plugins are story set. This is what I usually use sometimes. So maybe you want to select the box. And select this one as a box. No, this is an SVG file. You can always select, you can move anything, you can do, you can whatever however you want to adjust. Then you need to put it here. So for example, I want to produce something like this. I'm not saying anything, sorry. This is color picker. Then you may now want to put this one inside. You can make this a frame selection, then put this one inside and enlarge. You want to change the color of this whole thing. You go here and change it to blue. So the selection colors are like list of colors containing whatever you have selected. So if you, just like I changed every ash to the blue, that's why every ash became blue. So basically, I think these are like the challenging things that you may encounter. And of course, see this stuff like this, for example, you can choose to now do a clipping marks separately. Draw a triangle, put this, bring it to front, select this, shift, select this, clipping mark. So you see that you can increase it. You see that this part was taken. Then you now carry it inside. I'll stop here so that it will not be saturated. So I want to see, I didn't show how to do this design outrightly. So I want us to play on actually designing stuff. Any question? If you have a question, just raise your hand. All right, goodness. Thank you all for listening. So please, this assignment, I'm giving you guys, why not add assignment 3? One thing in my heart was saying, add assignment 3. I said, chill. It's because because the landing page is a full page, so I don't know your strengths yet. So let's allow the process and not make things, not rush things, since you have like 2 assignments. So the first assignment, you have to like give a rundown of what you learned. It can be detailed, like, oh, this wicked class teacher in me just came. There is something they used to tell us while I was in my internship. Goodness, are you there? Write a Medium article on color theory. Goodness.
Mad. Makes sense.
You wrote essay, article. I hated writing.
Every week.
And they'll give you something today, the next day. Submit it before 11:59. Right? So a Medium article on theory and colors, understanding colors in design and types of color theories. Whatever you learn, you can open a Medium account and write an article concerning that. So I'm not trying to do that because it was done to me, but even if I did that because it was done to me, because one of the things that we should pass to our generation is what was passed to us, right? So this is going to help you. You have a better understanding of it because it's more like you are teaching, right? One thing about writing is that it brings this articulate part of you where you want to make sure that everything is set and clean because you're going to publish it, right? So a Medium article, Medium is medium.com. Maybe Goodness can help out. Medium.com, write articles, publish it here. If you don't have a Medium account, that will be your first Medium account and colors, and then replicate this. Assignment deadline is on Wednesday. Thank you all. Ma, please, where did you get the image from? It's usually not clear. Which image from? If you listen to my video, I collected the image from plugins, content reel or splash and blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I answered the question. It's like plugin. I didn't go to iStock. iStock is usually clear. No, the one we're replicating. I don't understand. Ma, please, no, the one we are. Can you like unmute yourself and talk?
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry, please. I didn't hear what you said. Are you saying that we should write a Medium article?
Yes, ma'am.
On what topic?
On usage of colors. I wrote the assignments more like what colors are different kind of colors used for design, like all these complementary colors, analog color theory, using color in design. Whatever you want to name it, let it be related to design. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, good evening. The picture we are replicating, the other one I have to go and find it to replicate. Sometimes I don't need to see the is it just the design we have to replicate? I mean, we have to replicate both the words and everything.
Or replicate both the words.
That's what I'm saying. The words are not usually clear.
Oh, the words in the design.
Yes.
Carry wise and check the design now.
Okay,
This one is an actual site. Yes, carrywise.com.
Okay, thank you.
If you want to even carry the color, pick the color. Beautiful. Which other, please, the tags posted on Slack. They are designing the design. They are sending there will be a link for the design. You send it there. Unless you can paste on Slack. You want to? I don't know. Goodness, are they supposed to paste it on Slack? Unless for Gengen purposes. But for me to see is
Okay, they're not supposed to send it on Slack. They're not supposed to send it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And somebody may ask, okay, you mean please with the tag? Okay, yes, please. I just posted on Slack the assignments now. Check your Slack, you're supposed to see it. And she'll still do a more formal one, Sha. Okay, which other question? Okay, thank you for having me. Do have
Thank you. Thank you, Ziri. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining today's class, guys. I guess today, yeah, we spent a lot of time and that's really good, right? So guys, I will draw the curtain here. Let's try as much as possible to do our assignments and submit before Wednesday or on Wednesday. That's the due date, right? So guys, good night and yeah, see you on Slack.
Continue the story. I'm going to start here so I can see Auntie Chichi. Oscar. Oh,
Stop that.